Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and that's right. Finally, at long last, I am reviewing this piece of Star Wars on Disney+, which being Tales of the Jedi. Yes, Tales of the Jedi. I remember I was very excited for Tales of the Jedi, because from what we heard at first, it was, it was based off of those comics, as I'm correct, Tales of the Jedi, same title, and basically, from the leaked footage, that was what was shown at D23, etc., of what this was going to look like. Well, the animation, it was going to be in the Clone Wars animation style, obviously, because it's the best. And we were going to be getting a young Dooku, a lot more of Ahsoka, like Ahsoka in her early days, when being a Jedi and her home planet, that kind of stuff. And yeah, basically, Season 1 of Tales of the Jedi focused a lot on those two characters, Count Dooku and Ahsoka. Because we got, we got 3 episodes of Count Dooku and 3 episodes of Ahsoka. So, yeah, 3 for each, for the 2 characters. So, yeah, Episode 1, Life and Death. A child goes through a rite of passage with unexpected results. Episode 2, Justice. 2 Jedi are dispatched to resolve a kidnapping on a distant planet. Episode 3, Choices. Jedi Knights investigate the mysterious death of one of their own. And Episode 4, The Sith Lord. A Jedi Master makes a troubling discovery. And the second to last episode, Episode 5, Practice Makes Perfect. A Jedi Padawan is given a seemingly impossible exercise. And finally, Episode 6, Resolve. A former Jedi is faced with the truth that they cannot be something they are not. So, I'll start with Count Dooku, the episodes centering on Count Dooku. Justice, Choices, and the Sith Lord. So, yeah, with Justice, what was really cool is that, okay, this is where we got to see, obviously Count Dooku during his days as a Jedi and part of the Jedi Order, and also, alongside with him, his apprentice, a young Qui-Gon Jinn. And, fun fact, Qui-Gon Jinn, Padawan Qui-Gon Jinn, in this episode, was voiced by Michael Richardson, one of Liam Neeson's sons. Yeah, that was really cool. Good. That was really cool. Makes a lot of sense for it being one of Liam Neeson's, blood relatives. You know what I'm saying? Voicing Qui-Gon Jinn. And of course, Corey Burton, once again reprising the role of Count Dooku. I gotta say, because they did a good job, pulling off a young likeness to Christopher Lee, and of course Liam Neeson, obviously, because Count Dooku being modeled after, the late Sir Christopher Lee. And basically, yeah, because in that episode, as the story says, the 2 Jedi dispatched to resolve a kidnapping on a distant planet, because apparently the senator's son was kidnapped, and the senator being Senator Deganet, if I don't think I'm saying that right, but but basically there's kind of a misunderstanding to all this. Even the senator, he is just so desperate to save his son, even though there's been no harm to his son. And the senator attacking and, threatening his own people to save his son. And at one point, a bit of the dark side comes into Dooku. Because I think, I had a good feeling this was coming. Force choking the senator. A bit of the dark side coming into Dooku, and of course Qui-Gon he saved and stopped his master. Without Qui-Gon, you get my point. So yeah, so everything is taken care of, and in episode 3, choices. This is where Count Dooku and Mace Windu, they are teaming up for a mission, because they're investigating the mysterious death of one of the Jedi, one of their own. Gosh, I can't remember the Jedi's name because I wish I could. But yeah, and finding out who it was that killed the Jedi. And of course, Terrence T.C. Carson, he of course reprises the role of Mace Windu. He's really good at voicing Mace Windu, filling in for the one and only Samuel L. Jackson. And Ki-Adi-Mundi, he made an appearance in this, once again voiced by Brian George, because there was, of course, a funeral ceremony going on, and Ki-Adi-Mundi, he was, doing the funeral speech. I kind of found it funny because of Ki-Adi-Mundi's robe. We know how big his head is, and with that robe, the hood. How robes are designed for certain Jedi, of their species, etc. And also, I think, Mace Windu was trying to stop Dooku from doing something he shouldn't be doing, of course. And Mace Windu, he gets the Jedi's council chamber seat, So, yeah, that's when he is now part of the Jedi Council. And in the third and final episode for Dooku, the Sith Lord, well, this takes place during the events of The Phantom Menace. After Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and the rest, they escape, they leave Tatooine and make their way to Coruscant. And, that's when, of course, the word is spread to the Jedi Temple of Qui-Gon encountering a Sith Lord, which means Darth Maul. And in the opening, it turns out Dooku was the one that deleted the file, everything about Kamino, obviously because, Sifo Dyas, the clone army, he did that. So, yeah, that was, who else would do that? But obviously, Dooku himself. And of course, with Qui-Gon appearing in this, Liam Neeson reprising the role of Qui-Gon, of course, and Yaddle, because she has a big role in this episode, and this is the first time we hear Yaddle speaking, and Yaddle being voiced by Bryce Dallas Howard, who has already been part of the Star Wars family, because she had first been a director, and it's very nice that now she's, having a role in Star Wars, and hey, let's see her have a live-action role. That can happen. So yeah, she actually did pretty good voicing Yaddle, and I was thinking, is Yaddle going to talk like, say, how Yoda talks? But no, she doesn't. But there is a reason why Yoda speaks backwards, There is a reason. So yeah, Yaddle doesn't do that. And so, yeah, one last conversation with Dooku and Qui-Gon, and Dooku according to Dooku, he has yet to meet Obi-Wan, but we all know when they do finally meet. So, and a little bit later, this is after the events, near the end of The Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon was killed by Maul, the Jedi Council, everybody in the Jedi Temple was going to Naboo to attend Qui-Gon's funeral, except for Yaddle and Dooku. They don't go to the funeral, because Yaddle follows Dooku to where he meets with Emperor Palpatine. Yes. And this is where, sadly, Yaddle gets killed by Dooku. So it is established how Yaddle dies. I mean, it was established before in the comics, but obviously that was in Legends. So yeah, this is canon, how Yaddle dies, by Dooku. And of course, Dooku now becoming a full-time apprentice to Darth Sidious and, being turned to the dark side. Yeah. And, what would come next for Dooku, in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So those 3 episodes with Count Dooku were pretty good, definitely. And, especially because in Episode 3 and 4, we do see Dooku with a beard. He didn't have a beard in his first episode with young Qui-Gon. So, anyways, now the 3 episodes with Ahsoka Tano, they were good too. Life and Death, well, this is when Ahsoka was a baby and when she was born. And also, her mother, Ahsoka's mother, I might have trouble pronouncing the name, but Pav-T? I think I got that right. Yeah, Pav-T was voiced by Janina Gavanger. I don't think I'm saying the last name right. But yeah, she's the voice of Ahsoka's mother, and Janina has done other voice work in other Star Wars material, in the Star Wars games, for example. Basically, because at one point, Ahsoka and her mother, they go out hunting. This was Ahsoka's first hunt. At one point, they are ambushed by basically like tiger-like creature. Basically, that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it is, at one point, Ahsoka gets taken away by that giant cat-like alien creature. But Ahsoka finds a way to befriend the giant cat. And, the cat, he returns Ahsoka safe and sound to her mother. And that's when one, old Tokorota, if I'm saying the name of the species right, Gontiga, I think I'm saying it right, voiced by Tox. I don't know how to pronounce that last name, I'm sorry, but she can sense the fact that Ahsoka is Jedi. So, yeah, that's when Ahsoka is one with the Force. Yep, she has midichlorians and, will soon become a Jedi, as we all know. And as we all know, Plo Koon would discover Ahsoka. So, and in the second episode of Ahsoka, Practice Makes Perfect, well, this is where Ahsoka, she's learning how to, fight, and, basically, Anakin is really pushing her to the level, because it's about life and death, according to him, because it's, for her, being really risky, how much dangerous it will be, and to avoid the targets, and with her lightsaber skills, Rex and the other clone troopers participating in this, and, many times her being knocked out by the, stun setting. Yeah, stun setting. Even, the first time she got stunned, it was from Jess, and yeah, that was a hard one on her, and it was pretty funny. Jess said, "Sorry, Commander." And we do get to see, as time goes by, her still practicing, and up to when the final episode of Season 7 of The Clone Wars happens. Yeah, so that was a pretty good one. And of course, Ashley Eckstein reprising the voice of Ahsoka. So, and in Episode 6, Resolve, well, of course, this takes place after both Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith, because we see Ahsoka at Padme's funeral. Bail Organa notices that Ahsoka is there, and, Bail Organa is telling her that it's too dangerous to be here, and why did she come, and, emotionally Ahsoka was like, she was my friend. And of course, why wouldn't Ahsoka, be there for Padme? So, and that's when, Bail Organa gives Ahsoka, a communication device, if she needs anything from him, she'll contact him. And we do get a quick appearance from Rex, and a little bit later, well, obviously, at this point, Rex and Ahsoka, they've gone their separate ways. Ahsoka is now, like, living on some other planet and is, like, a farmer, I guess you could say. Even at one point, you know, she helped one of the farmers, like, you know, not get crushed by hay. So, oh, yeah, and the Inquisitor who appears in this, yeah. And also, yeah, almost forgot to mention, Phil LaMarr reprises the voice role of Bail Organa. So, and literally, the villagers, all their names are just called Village Sister and Village Brother. Give them names! I guess maybe not much for these characters, but still, you know. And literally, another character that's very involved in this episode, literally, his name is just Old Man. And the Old Man being voiced by David Shaughnessy. I don't think I'm saying that right, I apologize. Village Brother being voiced by Brighton James, and Dana Davis, the voice of the Village Sister. So yeah, like, Ahsoka saved the Village Sister from being crushed by hay. Even say Ahsoka was going by a different name, and the Village Brother was getting very curious and suspicious about Ahsoka because he was starting to realize that she is a Jedi. And when at one point Ahsoka and Village Sister are sent off to deliver something, you know, well, when they come back, they see that the village was burned to the ground because the Village Brother, well, he called in the Empire, and we see an Inquisitor, and the Inquisitor was voiced by the one and only Clancy Brown. Yeah, anything that Clancy Brown does. Yeah, and the Inquisitor thought that he was lying, but of course, you know, he wasn't. Ahsoka's right there, and boy, that was a quick fight between the Inquisitor and Ahsoka, because, well, Ahsoka at one point grabbed a hold of the Inquisitor's lightsaber and basically, you know, killed him, you know, by slicing his head, and apparently with the mask falling off, it kind of, like, inflated, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder what was up with that. I don't know, something about that Inquisitor's, you know. But then, of course, you know, the aftermath of that episode, she calls Bail Organa to help out the three of them. Again, the Village Brother and Sister and the Old Man. Again, they should have been given names. Come on. And I think, yeah, that's when Ahsoka decides to finally join Bail Organa, and she would become the next Fulcrum. I think I am saying that right. I should know that, and I think I've got that name right. Fulcrum. So yeah, she becomes the new Fulcrum, and as we all know, when she would make her appearance in Star Wars Rebels. So yeah. Boy, I'm telling you, Star Wars, The Tales of the Jedi. This is so good. I want more of this. I was kind of thinking of this, because we got Yaddle. Why don't we bring in, say, Yaro Poof? If you guys remember, he was that one Jedi that appeared in The Phantom Menace behind Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan with that long neck and moving around. Why not him? And why not bring in, say, Jango Fett and Zam? There was this one story where, you know, Yaro Poof kind of, like, helped out Jango and Zam. Like, Coruscant was this close to being destroyed, literally. And all three of them saved the day. I'm just being honest. I remember that story. It was from the comics, and I was thinking, could that be considered canon? Like, you know, and how Yaro Poof dies? I don't know. Maybe we can get more of, say, I don't know, Ahsoka, Count Dooku, any other character in Star Wars. You know, we'll just have to wait and see. And hopefully, there will be a season 2. So, yeah, you never know. And what about you guys? What do you think of Tales of the Jedi? What did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. So, with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I definitely give this a 10 out of 10, without a doubt. It's really good. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Tales of the Jedi. More reviews coming your way. They're gonna be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video /review. Take care, Peace out, and may the Force be with you.